L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
to the moon that keeps on staring. So lock the door and turn out the night. I want you all myself. We don't need anyone else. Let our bodies do the talking. Let our shadows paint the wall. I want you here in my arms. We'll hide away in the dark. Slip your hand in my back pocket. Go and let your long hair fall. I want you all to myself, to myself. I'm jealous of the song that you've been singing, and the way it's rolling off your lips. It might be selfish, but I'm thinking I don't need nothing between you, leaning for another kiss. Yeah, I want you all to myself. We don't need anyone else. Let our bodies do the talking. Let our shadows paint the wall. I want you here in my arms. We'll hide
coaches.
You want to walk on? Pay your own way? We certainly won't stop you. There ain't no way you're ever gonna play. Not here.
Just might make it. Make it. I just hope he lives. Why are you wasting your time working with that kid?
Well, he wants it more than him. If I can teach my son how to walk, I can teach you these steps. You just got your butt kicked by a walk-on. It's no walk-on. Lord knows that you've worked harder than anybody else, on and off the field.
You are living proof that when you do the right things, good stuff happens. And you have done everything right.
Of all people, how's that make any sense?
His life meant something. It had to. I've never met a better man than your brother.
He believed that if he worked hard and did everything he was supposed to, God would make everything turn out for the best. Didn't everything turn out for the best, Marty?
Have faith, Marty. This is my road.
How bad do you want it? Real bad! How bad? Real bad! How bad? Real bad! Burlsworth got him!
Brandon Burlsworth has become the greatest walk-on story in the history of college football.
The Burlsworth Trophy recognizes those players that had the dream to play college football at the highest level and were willing to put in the work to make that dream come true. The trophy stands for all that is good in college football. A total of 81 players from schools all across the country were nominated for the 2022 award. The selection committee cast their votes and selected 10 semi-finalists. Now we are down to 3. Let's meet the 2022 Burlsworth Trophy finalists. He's gone over the 300-yard passing mark 5 times this season, including a season-high 424 yards against Syracuse with 3 touchdowns. A leader on and off the field, he has defied the odds to become one of the best quarterbacks in his school's history. From Purdue University, senior quarterback, Aidan O'Connell. A 3 3-time first-team All-Conference performer and a 2-time Burlsworth Trophy finalist, he has a nose for the football, amassing 100-plus tackles in 4 straight seasons. Coming into the 2022 season on the verge of NCAA history, he is now the all-time leader in tackles ever in college football. From Troy University, senior linebacker, Carlton Marshall. After earning MVP honors in the 2021 National Championship game, he's having a banner season in his final year in Athens, making another run at a college football playoff title. A one-word description: competitor. From the University of Georgia, senior quarterback Stetson Bennett. Those are your finalists. Now, please welcome your host for tonight's show, John Williams.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you so much for being with us here tonight at Crystal Bridges Museum here in Bentonville, Arkansas. This is the second year for the Burlsworth Trophy Award Show to be at this world-renowned museum, and we look forward to many years ahead here in this amazing place. We have 3 outstanding finalists here tonight, and we also want to welcome their amazing families, as well as the representatives from Purdue University, the University of Georgia, and Troy University. I also want to welcome those watching on the live stream through the Burlsworth Foundation YouTube channel. So thank you for tuning in also. An event of this caliber would not be possible, but the support of the sponsors, they have been so important. We want to thank all of them for being a part of this year after year. The mission of the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation is to support the physical and spiritual needs of less fortunate children. Your sponsorship is what makes the work of this foundation possible. Now, the Razorback football team had a road game against BYU this season, and it was a great experience for the team, the administration, and staff, and all the Razorback fans that traveled to Provo, Utah. Now, the folks at BYU were extremely gracious hosts, and the experience was just off the charts. Now, the school has a television channel called BYU TV, and that makes a news package highlighting something noteworthy about each opponent school as part of their pregame coverage. Their research into the University of Arkansas led them to, of course, the Brandon Burlsworth story. The film crew spent some time here in Fayetteville and in Harrison, Arkansas, and did just a fantastic job. Let's take a look.
As a little boy, you know, he's just like anybody else.
I can tell him real quick, he wasn't a very good athlete for a long time, till he was a senior in high school, but now his character was always there.
Brandon Burlsworth wasn't just somebody I saw on a TV and said I want to be like him. It was an inspiration based on like my faith, my life outside of football.
I always wanted to do, you know, the right thing, even when no one's looking.
And you could see it in the way that he handled his daily life. I mean, it was faith, family, football. He never got it mixed up. And then throw in academics probably before football, you know, but that's the kind of character that he had.
In the state of Arkansas, it's Razorbacks. We don't have pro teams. No, it's Razorbacks.
He made it well known that he wanted to be an Arkansas Razorback, and he was going to be an Arkansas Razorback. Now I'm looking at him going, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Brandon had offers from smaller Division II schools at the time. He had that dream to be a Razorback, and that is a lofty goal.
He always kept working. He was in the weight room. You'd see him running bleachers in the stadium and things like that.
That's a daily grind, and it's one that can beat you down, and you easily get discouraged and just say, I quit. You know, but Brandon, he just didn't have any quit in him. You know, he believed in himself, and number one, you know, his faith kept him strong. persevere.
And he came in as a senior, and he was stronger, he was bigger, he was faster. And to give you an idea about how he went to become an All-American, he carried that with him to the University of Arkansas. They gave him an opportunity, but not really.
First time I saw his locker, just as he got on campus, had a locker with his name on it. I'm like, wow, all right, you've made it. And he's like, nope, that's just step one.
I mean, you think about the word walk-on, that's not a glorious position. People are telling you, you're not good enough. You got to prove it every day.
Really through hard work and determination, was able to build himself from a guy that was not even on the radar into to a scholarship, and then eventually to be an All-American his senior year. And by doing so, his journey has been an inspiration.
He plays his last game in the Citrus Bowl. After that game is over, there's about 3 months between that game and the first combine. Lots of guys at that time will take some time off, get away from football. Brandon didn't do that. At that point to that combine, somehow, some way, he becomes the fastest offensive lineman in the draft. He becomes the strongest offensive lineman in the draft. It's unbelievable. He just kept going. He just kept working because that's what he was. It was all about the work ethic. It was all about the belief in himself that was put there because of his belief in his God.
There were camera crews in our house. There were people calling, people driving by. It was nerve-wracking sitting there thinking that you're going to be drafted somewhere but not really knowing where. When he was drafted by the Colts, the first thing that we thought of, he had been out there before, and on their newspapers, there were Bible scriptures on the top of every newspaper. And I'm thinking, how fitting. You know, you're just like, okay, God's got this. We were absolutely on the top of the mountain flying. And then days later,
I was sitting in a line of traffic a mile away. Traffic was dead still. I didn't know what had happened in front of me. Came through there, didn't recognize Brandon's car on my way home. Get home, the principal of the high school calls and says, Brandon's dead. And I said, no. I said, I just saw him. I just left him at the University of Arkansas. They were going to have a big celebration for winning the SEC West.
He died tragically in a car accident while he was returning home to take his mother to church shortly before he was to report to Indianapolis.
Worst day ever. It rocked the state of Arkansas. I think it rocked the sports world. Someone to rise to those heights from those depths, and then for it to end was tough for everyone.
We just had to take the worst day of our lives and make something good of it. We had to use that not to glorify God. We questioned the Lord and we struggled, but in the end we knew that whatever happened, we had to glorify the Lord. That his faith is what got us through it. It's where got Brandon where he was. Brandon is in heaven and would not come back. But that experience, we had to turn it around and use it for good. And that therein lied the foundation of what we started as the Burlsworth Foundation.
Well, through his foundation, we're keeping his life and legacy alive, teaching kids the right way, the Burls way, always doing the right thing, even when no one's looking. And we teach that through our character awards for the high schools around the country, through our Eyes of a Champion program. Child can't see well. Sometimes they don't know that. Brandon didn't realize his vision wasn't great until he tried my glasses on. And that our football camps were always teaching character. And character and faith go hand in hand.
When you think of character, I want Brandon's face to be right beside.
Every year we hear stories just like Brandon's, the walk-on.
Brandon Burlsworth is the perfect person to have representing that, because from what he did from walk-on to All-American is really the story that every walk-on is trying to achieve, and now they have an inspiration and award that recognizes that journey.
Saying I was a walk-on, I earned my way on this team. I earned my way into ended up being the Burlsworth Trophy winner. And so to be able to say like that was my journey and I paid my way onto school and paid my way onto the football team just means so much more to me and what I've done in the past. I never thought like, hey, I'm gonna make Brandon Burlsworth proud. I never said that. I just wanted to be like him. And I hope he's very happy looking down on me and knowing that I represented Arkansas just like he would.
Personally and really selfishly, I just don't want him forgotten. he worked too hard for it all to end in one day.
We can always do things the Burls way. You know, we can all strive to be the best people that we can possibly be and show character at all times. And that light that we shine for people to see, it needs to be a bright one so that we can make this place better than it was. And that's what he did.
Doing it the Burls way, indeed. Our sincere thanks to the good people at BYU and BYU TV as an outstanding job on an incredible story. By the way, when the BYU film crew were filming the segments with Grant Morgan, they asked if he would consider being on the game day broadcast, so they flew he and his wife Sydney to Provo for the game against the Razorbacks. They had a great time. Once again, a big thank you to everybody at BYU for making the Razorbacks and Razorback fans feel so welcome. A night like tonight doesn't just happen. First, it takes a lot of vision and then a lot of hard work. I know personally that there were months of preparation in making tonight the best it can be. Year after year, the Burlsworth Trophy has grown in stature and national significance, as it is now widely recognized as one of the top awards in college football. So let's welcome to the stage the president and CEO of the Burlsworth Trophy, Marty Burlsworth.
I can tell you this has to be one of the best nights of the year. Vicki and I look forward to this night all year long. And I want to thank all of you for being with us tonight for what is going to be a very special evening. I especially want to welcome the parents and family members of our three finalists, all our finalists. Filbert and Elizabeth, Jim and Kathy, Denise, Stetson III. From our time together, it's easy to see that your sons love and appreciate you, and because you traveled many miles following your boys as they chase their dream. Of course, tonight, like tonight, doesn't just happen. It takes team effort behind the scenes, and we really have a great team. Those of you that have been with us the last couple of days, you know who our team members are. And just want to say thank you to our team that does such a great job year after year and cares so deeply about this event. Our finalists didn't get here by accident. They put in the work. They earned their place here tonight. They earned it. And they didn't get here by chasing individual honors and awards. They put their team first. Carlton Marshall broke the all-time record for tackles. Now that's an individual honor, but he always gives all the credit to his teammates because that's Carlton. I think probably from what I could tell, most everyone in the building probably knows the news that came out just minutes ago, I guess you could say, but now we have a Heisman finalist in the house, Stetson Bennett. So how about that? Stetson and Carlton are two-time finalists. They had incredible seasons last year, and then they did it again. That's not easy. And we now welcome Aidan into this elite group. Aidan had a tremendous season, and even though Purdue didn't win the Big Ten championship game Saturday night, he gave Michigan all they wanted. As a Burlsworth Trophy finalist, you're part of a family, a previous finalist that dates back to the beginning, 13 years ago. And you will always be a part of this family that never goes away. So Aidan, if you have a big game coming up, whether that be your upcoming bowl game or a game at the next level, you'll probably get a text from me. Carlton and Stetson can attest to this. They already know this. We will be one of your biggest fans. You're part of our family. And just like any family, we're there for you for the good times and the bad. One of my favorite things about the Burlsworth Trophy is getting to spend time with these guys, to talk and learn their story. What were their struggles coming into college as a walk-on? What kept you motivated? Where were you on the depth chart? Or were you even on the depth chart? What was it like when word came that you had earned that scholarship? And even though it was 29 years ago when Brandon first walked on at the University of Arkansas, when I talk to these guys, I hear Brandon's story because it's their story too. Guys, this is a brotherhood, it's a family, and a family you will always have. God bless and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Beginning your career as a walk-on is challenging. And in a few minutes, we're going to hear about those challenges from each of our finalists. But do you think it was tough for them? What about the families of these guys? We're about to find out, and we're also going to hear some interesting stories of these guys in their younger years. Yeah. SEC sideline reporter Tara Talmadge had the opportunity to visit with the parents of our finalists. This is pretty great.
He's 3 years old in that picture, and I asked him, you know, what do you want to do with this? And he said, I want to play quarterback at the University of Georgia.
You know, I'm just proud of everything he's done so far and not listening to, you know, the naysayers, not listening to even the friends who may have told him, hey, man, try something else.
Just having a ball in his hand and just being in that environment, that's the only thing he wanted to do, and it hasn't changed.
How proud are you of the way that he's handled himself through all of the ups and downs of his college career?
Very proud. Very proud. He's taught me how to. He's very level-headed. He's always fought. He's always scrapped for every position his whole life, and it's just kind of part of who he is. If it had been easy sailing, of course it wouldn't have been as sweet.
He had a lot stacked against him, and that didn't deter him. He was he's confident in his abilities, but more confident in his ability to last. And as Cass said, he's got a lot of stamina, a lot of drive. So it was a turning point. So for the first 2 years, he was just grinding it out and keeping his head down and doing what he needed to do. And he didn't have a high expectation of playing or making an impact. But as time went on, he saw him. You know, he kind of rose through the ranks. It became apparent to him he could make a difference on the team, not just as a player, but as you wanted to lead, and he did so through both the team and the FCA program as well.
You know, in high school, you know, they'll come see him or come see the coach, you know, and it's like, man, if he was only 6 foot tall, he'd be the number one this, the number one that. And like I said before, and I've told these recruiters, well, it wasn't his height that made you get on a plane or get in your car and drive 100, 200, 300, or 2-3 hours to come see him. It was the way he played the game.
When you think about what it means to be a walk-on, how does Stetson embody a walk-on?
You know, Stet had other offers, smaller offers, and was thankful for every one of them. You know, but when he looked at himself and he looked at his game, he said, Daddy, I think I'm good enough to play at Georgia. And I said, son, I know you are. And so, you know, there wasn't a handful of people that believed he could do it. He embodies that walk-on because he doesn't worry about what the noise says. And there's been a lot of noise. You know, when you're comfortable enough in your own skin that you're like, no, I'm good enough to play. I'm going to go play. It's really good.
I was about to say, do you think any of that outside noise fueled him to get to the point that he is now?
Yes, most definitely, most definitely. Carlton is like his big brother. They've always been competitive, very competitive. And if you tell him he can't do something, he's going to show you that he can do it. You know, like when he received his scholarship, his head coach at that time, Coach Neal, found a quote that Carlton posted when he was in the 9th grade. That stated, for everything I'm not makes me what I am. So just how profound and how, you know, meaningful that statement was, you know, that from the doubters and everything else, hey, for everything I'm not makes me who I am. And that's Carlton Marshall.
Unfortunately, just over the weekend, we lost our oldest son, Sean, just recently, the day before Thanksgiving. And watching Aidan come through that, we weren't able to see him before he went down to the IU game and played in that game. And to see him play the way he did, and to see him support his teammates and answer the call. Again, I'm not suggesting that that qualifies him to win the award, but to me, that if you wanted to know why Aidan's considered with these other young men who are obviously very talented and great leaders and great people, those are defining things about Aidan.
I will say when Sean passed away, we of course said to Aidan, come home. You have to play in the game. This is your choice. We are, you do what you need to do, obviously. And I guess in the back of my head and probably Jim's head too, we knew he would play. Because honestly, Sean was a huge football fan and a huge Aidan fan and a Purdue fan. So, we like to say that Sean would have preferred that he played.
Edwards around Bennett. Stetson in the shotgun, pressure up the middle. Stetson rolling to the right, breaks the tackle, 20, 15, he'll keep it, 10, 5, goes for the pylon.
It was, Stet, I love you. I'm so proud of you. To get to have a front row seat to this really storybook, it's so special. This Burlsworth Award, it just embodies just everyone that's ever been told no, but didn't agree with it. Your papa used to say about somebody that would qualify for this award, he wasn't big enough, he wasn't fast enough, but somebody forgot to tell him. And that's what I think about when I think about you. And I'm so proud of you. I love you, and I can't wait to see what you do with the rest of your life, because I know this, you're going to be great.
I think he's an amazing athlete. I think he is an amazing football player. I think he is an amazing son, and I think he's an amazing brother. This family's pretty proud of him.
Sometimes I hesitate because I don't like to use the word deserve because of our faith. But I will say that I'm incredibly proud of you, Aidan, and I love you. And you keep us in awe, and you keep us looking to God more and more and more for everything, and you are a huge inspiration for us, and I think your siblings, the rest of your family, and God bless you.
AJ, love you, buddy. Couldn't be more proud of you. And as Mom and I talked so many times and shared with you, it's not love the stats, love the wins, love the touchdowns, all that, but it's really all the other things you're doing for your team, your community, and we are just thrilled that the Lord's given you this opportunity, this platform to share that good news too with others, and we just love your testimony and your witness.
Carlton, I love you. I'm so proud of you, everything you've accomplished. I know it was hard, and you probably still have a ways to go, but I'm so proud of you. God bless you. You've done so much, and we're proud of you.
Same thing here. Same thing here. Like I've said before, in 20-some years, you can always do better. You can always strive to do better. You can always do better. Keep reaching for the top, son. We love you. And hey, icing on the cake. Enjoy the cake.
Why do we show up early? Always ready to put in the work. Why do we build bridges and knock down barriers? Why do we embrace challenges, overcome setbacks, and salute fourth quarters? At the University of Georgia, we are powered by purpose to unleash our potential, to turn possibility into reality, to come together with grit and determination and achieve at the highest level.
Well, you know you've hit the big time if you are the answer on a game show. Well, or in this case, if you're the question. And around this same time last year, that very thing actually happened.
1200. The Burlsworth Trophy is awarded to college football players who began as these, typically non-recruits. What are walk-ons? Right.
Wow. Oh, yes. What is awesome. A few years ago, the Burlsworth Trophy was accepted into a very elite group, the National Collegiate Football Awards Association. This group includes such awards, you've all heard of them, the Davy O'Brien, the Doak Walker, especially the Broyles Award here in Arkansas, and the Heisman Trophy. All of these prestigious awards are featured on ESPN's College Football Award Show every year, and the Burlsworth Trophy is there now too.
The Burlsworth Trophy, given to the most outstanding player who began his career as a walk-on, Kenny Willicus, Michigan State.
Burlsworth Trophy is given to the outstanding player who started his career as a walk-on, and Pitt Jimmy Morrissey continues a long legacy of great offensive linemen from the Steel City. Verbally committed as a walk-on, and 571 days later got his scholarship. 47 career starts, first team All-ACC. Congratulations to Jimmy Morrissey, just the second offensive lineman to win the Burlsworth Trophy. The player started his career as a walk-on.
Back to the Home Depot College Football Awards.
The Burlsworth Trophy goes to the outstanding player who started his career as a walk-on, and this time it goes to Arkansas linebacker Grant Morgan, who was a finalist for it last year. He led this nation in tackles last season in the regular season. This year, fought through injuries, 98 tackles. You probably know he's the first Arkansas player to win the Burlsworth Trophy, which is named for Brandon Burlsworth, a former Arkansas player who went from walk-on to two-time All-SEC to draft choice before he was tragically killed in an automobile accident just 11 days after being drafted. Congratulations to Grant Morgan, winner of the Burlsworth Trophy.
Now, players that began their career as a walk-on work long and extra hard just to get the opportunity to contribute to their team. And the Burlsworth Trophy is the award that recognizes their achievements. Now, did you know that the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation also has another award at the high school level? The Burlsworth Trophy is based on performance on the field. This award is not, but as you will see, it is just as meaningful.
There are over 16,000 high school football programs in this country, and football is important. It teaches so much, but it's more than Friday nights and letter jackets. It's more than throwing or catching a pass or running for a touchdown. It's about something bigger. It's about being part of a team, caring about your teammate more than yourself. Now that's character. And the Burlsworth Character Award rewards high character nationwide.
The Burlsworth Award is a very important part of our program here at Flambeau School, and to us it's really the Hall of Fame of character.
And having an award like the Brandon Burlsworth Award, an award that celebrates character, an award that celebrates Christian values, is such a wonderful thing for my program.
My name is Major Josh Lawler, and I'm a former high school athlete from Rogers, Arkansas, a husband, a father, and a current active duty nurse practitioner for the U.S. Army. I was honored to receive the Brandon Burlsworth Character Award in 2005 while playing high school football.
This award isn't about being a great player. It's about being a great teammate and a great person.
We don't give individual awards in our program as far as best player or MVPs or those types of things. This is the only one that we select, and it's simply because it exemplifies exactly what we want all of our boys to be about.
It's such a great award to show that these young men are going to be future pillars of their community, great fathers, great sons, great brothers, and great husbands.
We need to celebrate things like character, like Christian values in our world, in our society today. They are so undervalued.
Even today, it serves as a testament to the type of gentleman and leader that I aim to be.
As one coach said it best, I'm almost positive Brandon would be very proud of all of you and all of those that have received this award.
Football careers fade, but your character lives on.
Now, the Burlsworth Trophy is blessed to have a very distinguished selection committee who take their responsibility very seriously. Year after year, these men and women devote themselves to making sure every nominee has an equal shot at winning this award. Beginning your college career as a walk-on is very challenging, and the members of the selection committee deeply respect the commitment of every nominee for taking on this challenge. So we want to say thank you to the selection committee for your devotion to this award and the players that it represents. Over the years, the consensus has been that the live interviews are the best part of our show. Totally agree. Throughout our program tonight, we're going to get to know all of our finalists a little bit better through these live interviews. Rick Schaefer is the consummate professional, has been a part of the Burlsworth Trophy presentation for so many years, and we're about to witness why these segments are so popular. This season, NCAA history was made as Carlton Marshall became the all-time leader in tackles, not just at his school, not just in his conference, in college football. That's amazing. He was also recently named the Sun Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Let's learn more about Carlton Marshall.
The NCAA career record for tackles didn't get one FBS offer coming out of high school. Current Troy head coach John Sumrall got Marshall to walk on at Troy.
I'm not going to act like I knew how good he would become, but I did believe that he would be a very productive player at this level because he's extremely instinctive, hardworking, and loves the game.
Craig Slocum walked on with Carlton back in 2017.
We'd be at practice and just push. Like, Carlton, I bet I beat you to the ball. I bet I beat you to the ball. Like, just that, he just bring the best out of me. And he's a blessing, a true friend to have, a great leader, a great person to be around, and everything. And he just lead by example.
This 5'8", 218-pound tackling machine has been a star since his redshirt freshman season.
He's the best linebacker I've seen with my 2 eyes. So the things that he does on that field, like, people just need to enjoy it, and they need to savor, like I do as a coach, because I'm never going to have anything like that ever again. I'm never going to watch a football player that plays the way that he does.
A 3-time All-Sun Belt first-team linebacker, Carlton was named Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year this year.
We'll all remember the number of tackles. We'll all remember those other things, but I think when you've had a chance to watch him daily, the memories I will take away is how he has just been himself in all situations, and he's pushed himself to be his best.
So what makes Carlton so special?
Coach Ross, his high school coach that's on staff with us, has explained it best to me. He compared him to Mike Tyson with short area power. Like, his explosion in a short space, like, he just knocks dudes backwards. Offensive linemen, running backs, doesn't matter. Like, when he hits people, they go backwards.
Carlton is extremely rare, and he will be somebody that I think his legacy will last forever.
Please welcome 2-time Burlsworth Trophy finalist, Carlton Marshall of Troy.
Well, what's happened for you since you were here last year, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. It's been a wild ride, but yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Your first 3 teams you played on won 5 games. What was it like this year, winning 10 in a row in a conference championship?
You know, of course it was a different feel, you know, around the city. You know, we made a commitment as the seniors. We came together, said, okay, we let the standard fall these past 3 years, and the seniors before us left it in our hands. So we made a decision before that first spring practice, no cutting corners, no missing lines, nothing like that. You know, we just kept on pushing, and the guys that fought against the standard, you know, they were easily weeded out, but, you know, we brought everybody together and had an amazing season.
You've had a senior class that's kind of stayed together. That's unusual in college football today.
Oh, yes, sir. First person popped in my mind, KJ Robertson, Orlando Lacey, Craig Slocum, many guys like that. My lifetime, friends, I can call them anytime. I'm just glad they stayed and, we wrote this out together.
You redshirted for a bowl season. This time you're going to play in a bowl. What do you think that's going to be like?
Oh, it should be definitely a different feel from these past 3 years, of course, going on. But, just having the moments out there with them, that's really what it is. The moments out there with your teammates, that's when you have the best time.
Where did you get the confidence to eventually be the player you are, considering what people were saying about your size?
Well, those two people right there in the second row, my mother and my father, they always told me, you can do anything you put your mind to. And my father, he said, never give up, never stop trying. And even the little league kids that I grew up with, they can attest that that's his favorite saying, never give up, never stop trying. And, that's just what we do.
Is that where you got not only your confidence, but your work ethic?
Oh, yes, sir. Both of them being, the competitors that they are, being athletes. My mother, biggest competitor I know.
Is she? What's she good at? What does she compete in?
Everything. Earlier this week, earlier today, she was playing me in ping pong. And, yesterday, she was racing me on the field. So, yeah, she's everything. She's out there playing football with us, basketball, anything. And my father, he's coach, doing everything with us as well.
Well, I have to ask, who won the ping pong game?
I don't want to say, but just know she probably got the best of me the first game. But when it came down to it, of course I won.
Even with the confidence you have in the work ethic, there had to be a time when you got to Troy that you thought, is this really for me? What was that like?
Yes, sir, most definitely. When I first got there, coming out of high school, a lot of college guys can attest to this. You're big fish in the little pond, but now you go to an even bigger pond, and now you have to look at yourself in the mirror and have that reality check with yourself to let yourself know what you need to work on, how to improve your game, and you have those people with you that just are like angels on your shoulder. I would like to say Coach Webb Hamilton. He's one of the coaches, Coach Al Pogue, one of the many coaches that just stayed with me the entire time and were always there for me, so I appreciate them.
Mm-hmm. Now, last year when you were here, we talked about maybe a future career in media. All right, you've got two quarterbacks there. Would you like to describe one of them throwing a touchdown pass?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take your pick. You can pick either one. You got Aidan, you got Stetson, which either one. Take your pick. Or do both of them if you want.
Okay, I'm going to go for Stetson.
Okay.
Stetson Bennett takes the snap, 3-step drop. Oh, he gets out the pocket. Oh, looks downfield. He hits George Pickens for a 50-yard touchdown.
How about that? That's on video, so we can say we knew you win, right?
Oh, yes,
okay. All right. Very good. All right, Carlton, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Carlton Marshall.
For over 20 years, they've been coming. From all corners of the state, they came. They came for an experience they would never forget. To see the Razorbacks for the very first time. These are the Burls kids. And it's more than attending a game. It's learning about the life and legacy of Brandon Burlsworth. And no matter what their situation is, they too can win. So whether it be at Reynolds Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville or in Little Rock at War Memorial, the Burls kids are there. And after all these years, it just wouldn't seem like game day without them.
you guys know we have an outstanding group of semifinalists for the 2022 Burlsworth Trophy. This group includes so many amazing players, all conference players, multi-year team captains, and all-time record holders. You know, across this nation, there are a lot of team captains that were former walk-ons, and really that's not surprising. Let's recognize the 2022 Burlsworth Trophy semifinalists.
It was his destiny to play Division I college football, and he pours every ounce of energy into everything he does. He is now one of the top linebackers in the country, and his 86 solo tackles leads the nation. From the University at Buffalo, junior linebacker Sean Dolak. He is the all-time record holder at his school in nearly every passing category. This three-time team captain has been named to every major quarterback watch list multiple times. From walk-on to starter to all-time record holder. From UNC Charlotte, senior quarterback Chris Reynolds. A preseason first-team all-conference selection, he has established himself as a leader in the backfield. His 8 20-plus yard rushes ranks 6th nationally, and his extreme toughness and durability are traits that have been a strength for his team. From Florida State University, sophomore running back Trayshawn Ward. He's living a Cinderella story and having a ball playing for his dream school. He's taken every trial and adversity that's been placed before him and used it to his benefit to stay focused and dedicated to his dream. He's a team captain from Brigham Young University, junior linebacker Peyton Wilger. A reliable team leader both on and off the field. He's the perfect embodiment of a hard worker who also excels in the classroom. A student of the game, this former walk-on earned the starting spot over highly recruited 5-star players. From Louisiana State University, junior running back Josh Williams. A 3-year starter, he has earned all Pac-12 recognition each of the last 2 years. A staple on one of the best offensive lines in the country that's averaging 216 yards rushing per game. From the University of Oregon, senior offensive lineman Ryan Walk. He has emerged as one of the top safeties in college football with 6 interceptions, including a pair for touchdowns. Earlier this season, he set a school record for the longest interception return with a 100-yard return for a touchdown. From the University of Wisconsin, senior safety John Torchio.
Now, the Burlsworth Trophy has some interesting and inspiring background stories, things we might not have ever known. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart shares one such story.
I'm Kirby Smart with the University of Georgia, and I'd like to open with a brief message for the Burlsworth Foundation. I was very fortunate to be with the Indianapolis Colts after the 1998 year at the University of Georgia. I was signed as an undrafted free agent and got the great fortune of being in the mini camp with Brandon Burlsworth. And I don't remember a whole lot, but I can honestly tell you this: he's one of the best, nicest people I've ever been around. He had really impressed me as a rookie. Being a second-round draft pick like he was very comfortable to be around, and we all kind of were nervous coming in there, and I had a lot of respect for him.
Well, yeah, last year in college we played. We had a lot of guys in the first quarter that would do that, but it seemed like as the game wore on that the taunting kind of stopped. Because I guess we're starting to dominate them a little bit.
He's going to block somebody and then block another guy when he's finished until the whistle blows. He doesn't know anything except to go keep blocking people.
I think it's a tremendous honor to have his name on this award that means so much to so many walk-ons across the country who went on to earn scholarships. So thank you so much for what y'all do.
the years, Marty and Vicky Burlsworth have had the opportunity to visit the schools of the Burlsworth Trophy winners the following season. Of course, all of these players are fan favorites. Why wouldn't they be?
The winner of the 2018 Burlsworth Trophy from Clemson, Hunter Renfrow.
Trophy to Hunter Renfrow. Ladies and gentlemen, the most decorated walk-on in Clemson history. Give it up for Hunter Renfrow.
The Burlsworth Trophy, named for former Arkansas walk-on and All-American offensive lineman Brandon Burlsworth, is given annually to the most outstanding FBS college football player who began his career as a walk-on. Here tonight to present the 2020 Burlsworth Trophy to Jimmy Morrissey are Brandon's family, Marty and Vicky Burlsworth. Jimmy is a four-time Letterman, a two-time Pitt team captain, and named All-ACC 3 times. He also made his first NFL start for the Texans last Sunday. Panther fans, please give it up for the 2020 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Jimmy Morrissey.
Of the 2021 Burlsworth Trophy from the University of Arkansas.
Outstanding college football player who began his career as a walk-on. Now, after 12 years, the trophy is back where it all began. Joined on the field by Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics Hunter Yurichek, Marty and Vicky Burlsworth, and his wife, Sydney Morgan. Please join us in congratulating the very first Razorback to win the coveted Burlsworth Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, linebacker number 31, Grant Morgan.
He was named Most Valuable Player in last season's national championship game, and he sets his sights on yet another. KATV's Steve Sullivan highlights Stetson Bennett.
In Stetson Bennett, we're talking about a young man who refused to give up on his dream. In 2017, he passed up scholarship offers to smaller schools and walked on at Georgia.
I still remember his official visit today. The mailman is a legend around our place.
A year later, Stetson was in junior college. Then in 2019, it was back to Georgia. Some will say the Bulldogs did everything they could not to make Stetson their starting quarterback. But all he's done in Athens is win. He's 26-1 as a starter.
Can't say enough about this kid's resiliency, the things he's been through. All he got told out of high school was that he wasn't good enough. He had opportunities to go play some places, but maybe not the caliber that he wanted.
He's the ultimate competitor. He's a winner. He's a great leader. When the lights are the brightest, that's when he shows up the best.
This season, Stetson led the Bulldogs to an undefeated regular season for the second straight year. He's thrown for over 3,300 yards and has completed 67% of his passes.
Stetson has just been everything in this team, a leader, and just his work ethic coming in every day, and just as a player as well as a person, just a great guy to be around and great player.
He's grown to be a tremendous leader for our team, a tremendous athlete. I don't think people understand how good an athlete he is and how accurate a passer he is.
The Burlsworth Trophy has special meaning to Kirby Smart, who was in training camp with the Colts with Brandon.
Remember him vividly as a caring, giving, just first-class person. And Stetson has a lot of those same qualities and started as a walk-on as well. So thank you so much for having him there, and hopefully he wins it this year. Go Dogs.
He's overcame so much in his career, and I'm sure this university is so lucky to have him. And I mean, he's a perfect candidate for the Burlsworth Award.
Please welcome two-time Burlsworth Trophy finalist, Stetson Bennett of Georgia.
Okay, Stetson, so second time here. Now you're a Heisman candidate. You're MVP of the Orange Bowl. You're MVP of the national championship game. Who's going to play you in the movie?
You got me there. I don't know. I hadn't thought that far ahead.
Well, you need to be thinking about it, and you need to get a trademark on your name, too, especially with the NIL, right? Lots happened since, you haven't lost a game since you were here last year. What's that been like?
Well, I think I should come by more.
That's exactly right. Think about, what was it like winning the national championship?
It was, I don't know if it's hit yet. But, I mean, it was a dream come true. It was a lot of hard work realized by everybody on the team. It's I don't know if there was a curse, but it had been 41 years, and to break, a curse, you got to overcome more than maybe you would originally have, right? And just fighting back after losing the SEC championship last year, I think was just so proud of the team and how we bonded, and then went and played those guys again and won that time.
That's a word that's used a lot, a team bonding. What does that really mean? What was that like for your team to come that far together?
Well, I think when people say that, I think what they really mean is you trust each other. It's hard to play fast or play good if you're second guessing what the guy on the left or the guy on the right is going to do, right? You got to do your job and trust that everybody else is going to do their job. And I think we do that as well as any other team in the country.
When I watch you, I see you throw a lot of passes, high completion percentage. They showed that run against Auburn. That was the longest run by a Georgia quarterback in 46 years. Did you know that? How'd you do it? You looked tired at the end.
Oh, I was gassed. I was flying at the beginning, and I hadn't ran 60 yards in 7 years.
What opened for you to make that play?
Well, we called draw, and I think they were running some quarters match coverage, and Ladd was on the left, and they're scared of Ladd, and so he just kept running. I saw the safety's back turned and chase him. There's nobody here. I just can't fall down.
That's pretty good. Okay, so after the championship game this past weekend, Kirby Smart, your coach, says nobody watches as much video as Stetson Bennett. Take us through, as you're preparing for somebody like LSU, what are you looking for, what are you seeing, and why do you spend so much time at it?
So, for me, I want to get immersed in who they are. I don't like thinking, which sounds counterintuitive. I don't know if you've ever seen Top Gun, but he says if you think you're dead, and he's right. You gotta, again, it's like whenever the team was bonding, you gotta trust yourself to make those calls and not second guess. And so, but in order to do that, you gotta first have 1,000 reps with your teammates and know what they're gonna do. But then you also gotta have a clue what the defense is gonna do. And so just by watching, then I can see what they look like, and then hopefully make some good football plays.
They hadn't been a defending national champion, win it again in 10 years. What would that be like for you if Georgia does that?
Well, we got it would be special, but we got a game before that one, so we got to worry about that first.
Well, I know you got to win too. I'm sorry. It's a game at a time, guys. You could probably be a coach someday, right? You talk like one right there. That was really good. Okay, so what's it like getting ready to play Ohio State? How's that?
That it's in such a long way away, and don't please twist these words to mean something that they don't. We haven't watched them yet.
Of course.
We will, I promise. But they're going to be a great football team, and we're excited for it. I know they are. I think it's going to be an electric crowd. It's going to be prime time, and we're going to get to play some more football.
We asked you this last year. There'll be some new members in our audience here. So tell us the decision-making process. You first walk on at Georgia. Then you go to a junior college. What brought you back to Georgia?
Well, I just, you know, I knew somebody was leaving, and I was like, well, you know, if Frommer leaves after this year, then after 2019 year, then I'll have, you know, 3 years left, or 2 years left. I can't remember the math anymore. COVID messed me up so bad. Help me out, it seems like, doesn't it? But I was like, well, you know, I still think I'm pretty good. And, you know, there's not that many quarterbacks on the roster. And if Frommer leaves early, then, you know, if I win the job, I'll have more years to start. And so I thought it was a pretty good gig. People were telling me not to do it. But I just counted on myself, kept working, and then eventually had some luck and then got it done.
Did you know you'd had such good tight ends coming back too? Those guys, that number 19, he's amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's incredible. Him and Darnell, mismatches all over the field.
Who's been the most inspirational person to you or people to you as you've gone through this process?
Just the college process?
You take it from your 3-year-old time if you want to. We saw you up there as a 3-year-old.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I ever had any, you know, famous role models. I had idols that I, you know, would cheer for, and wow, they're so cool, you know. But I didn't really know. You don't know those guys, so how can you want to be everything they are? You don't know who they are. But I think it's just my family, just surrounded. My mom, my dad, little brothers, little sister. You know, there was just, it was always talked about in our house. You can do whatever you want, but you gotta do it. And that's up to you. And so, you know, I always had high confidence because of that. You know, and I always held the belief that, you know, if I try really hard and I try to do something and it doesn't work out, I'll be fine in 40 years, right? My biggest fear is in 40 years having a second guess about something that you can't do anything about now, right? I don't ever want that to happen. And I think that was furnished early on.
Very, very good. Okay, well, I don't know that we'll see you again here, but we're going to give you a homework assignment. Who's going to play you in the movie, okay? All right, very good. That's Stetson Bennett.
Did you know that 83% of all learning in school is visual? Now imagine you're an 11-year-old child sitting in a classroom, unable to see the board, and your family can't afford glasses. Want to help? Now you can. This is Chuck Berry, and thanks to the Brandon Burlsworth Foundation's Eyes of a Champion program, children from all over Arkansas are being given the gift of sight. Log on to brandonburlsworth.org to see how you can help make a child's life brighter.
Aidan O'Connell came to Purdue as a walk-on. For 2 years, he didn't play. He persisted and earned the starting job. Now he's working for more.
Assets minus liability. Tiger, F-back. Again! Again! Again!
Let's take a look at the history of the Burlsworth Trophy and highlight the winners from the previous years. Just like our 3 finalists here tonight, it is quite an impressive group.
Brandon Burlsworth began his college career as a walk-on. Before he played his last game, he was a 2-time All-Conference player, a first-team All-American, and had completed his master's degree. In 2008, discussions began about creating a new college football award to recognize players who began their career on that same path as a walk-on. When Marty Burlsworth and Brian Reindl set out to create the award, they wanted something personal and unique. It had to be special. Utah artist and sculptor Raymond Gibby was selected for the job, and the utmost care and research was put into making sure every detail was correct.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. The Brandon Burlsworth Trophy.
The Burlsworth Trophy has been called one of the top art pieces in all of college football. It's for those that believe in themselves, put in the work, and never give up. An aerospace engineering major, named one of the smartest athletes in sports, and included in Bleacher Report's 25 greatest walk-ons of the BCS era. The winner of the inaugural Burlsworth Trophy in 2010 was Georgia Tech center Sean Bedford. At the University of Southern Mississippi, he broke all of Brett Favre's passing records. In his senior season alone, he threw for 3,496 yards and 30 touchdowns. 2011 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Southern Miss quarterback Austin Davis. He completed his senior season leading the Big Ten with a school record 270 completions for 3,271 yards and 24 touchdowns. A competitor to the core, he played the game with grit and determination. 2012 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Penn State quarterback Matt McGloin. He holds the school record for most career receptions, and after a stellar college career, he was drafted by his own in-state NFL team, the Green Bay Packers. 2013 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Wisconsin wide receiver Jared Abbrederis. During his senior season, he broke the FBS record for career receptions and finished his collegiate career with 387 receptions for 4,541 yards and 35 touchdowns. East Carolina wide receiver and 2014 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Justin Hardy. Finishing his college career with a record of 33-6 as a starter, this former walk-on went on to win the Heisman Trophy and was the first overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. The only two-time winner of the Burlsworth Trophy, winning in 2015 and 2016, Oklahoma's Baker Mayfield. A three-time All-Pac-12 conference selection, he holds the conference record for career passing yards, throwing for 14,486 yards and 119 touchdowns. Washington State quarterback and 2017 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Luke Falk. Known for catching the winning touchdown pass in the closing seconds of the 2016 National Championship game. And in Las Vegas, third down is now known as Third and Renfrow. 2018 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Clemson wide receiver Hunter Renfrow. A two-time All-Big Ten selection and a two-time All-American. He holds the school record for tackles for loss and was named team MVP 2 years running. 2019 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Michigan State defensive end, Kenny Willekes. A four-year starter who earned All-ACC honors 3 consecutive years. Named to the All-ACC academic team for 4 consecutive years, this two-time team captain was the anchor of the offensive line. 2020 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Pittsburgh center Jimmy Morrissey. A natural leader, this two-time Burlsworth Trophy finalist and two-time team captain defied the odds, garnering All-SEC and All-American honors. Arkansas linebacker and 2021 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Grant Morgan. Now that is an impressive group of outstanding young men. The only question is, who's next?
I don't know. I'm dying to know. That is a very impressive group. Our next finalist, by the way, speaking of impressive, finished the year with the most passing yards during conference play, also set the school record for completion percentage. Let's get to know the amazing career of Aidan O'Connell.
Aidan O'Connell started 1 year in high school and didn't receive one scholarship offer. So in the fall of 2017, he took a risk. He walked on at Purdue. It's unclear whether he was the 8th or 9th string quarterback in year one.
He started at the bottom, was willing to take a risk and come in here and prove himself. He's a great teammate from day one. He just continued to study and work, even though he was far down the depth chart, and just gradually worked his way up. And then some things happened 1 year where some guys got injured and his number got called.
Receiver Charlie Jones played peewee ball with Aidan.
Man, it's awesome. A guy I've been playing with when I was younger. Got the chance to play with him now, and it's been amazing. He's a leader. He's a great friend. Obviously, a really great player. Taught me a lot about this game, a lot about being here and helping me out.
Aidan has been knocked down more than once. Flashing as a redshirt sophomore, he missed most of the next season with an injury, and he didn't become Purdue's guy until 3 games into his 5th season. Fellow quarterback Austin Burton has had a front row seat to Aidan's rise to stardom.
Not only will he help the younger guys and teach them different things like that, but he's also just really a mentor to those guys, whether it's football related or school related or just life in general. He's been a really good mentor for all of us, and I'm older than him, and it feels like he kind of has a mentor role with me too. So he's just a really good brother to have, and he's an all-time teammate.
This season, Aidan is the top-rated quarterback in the Big Ten and will leave Purdue highly ranked in just about every passing stat category. But his value to the team goes way beyond those numbers.
He stands in there and delivers the ball and takes hits and doesn't complain one time, gets back up and tries to do it again. But I think he's a total winner who wants to help his team achieve success, and he's willing to do everything he can to do his part.
He's one of the guys that does everything right, leads by example. He'll get into you when he needs to get into you. He's done it to me a few times, but a really awesome guy, and you want to be like him, and you want to play well for him.
And I just think you couldn't ask for a better human being, and you couldn't be prouder and happier when someone like Aidan, who started at the very bottom and worked his way up to where he is right now, has success, because you know that they paid the price, they took a chance, they took some risks that other people wouldn't take, and put themselves out there.
Please welcome Burlsworth Trophy finalist Aidan O'Connell of Purdue.
So Aidan, you were headed for a small school in Illinois, and then you switched and walked on at Purdue. What went into that decision?
Yeah, I think I had, a lot of people in my corner supporting me. I think especially close family and friends that, just told me I should probably take a chance and see what happens. I'd be lying if I knew that a lot of things that have happened would happen, but I had a lot of people in my corner to help me out with the decision.
So you get to Purdue in the first 2 years, you never see the field in a game. Well, 2 years, that's a long time. What was that like?
Yeah, it was hard. It was a new environment I hadn't been a part of. I didn't know many people outside the team, and so there was some dark times, some lonely times, but as I said, a great family, great support. I think for everyone that didn't believe in me, I think I had a person on my side that was believing in me. So I had all the confidence, even though the results weren't what I wanted them to be.
Then you finally got a chance. What did you think when you finally got out there and got to play?
Yeah, I got a chance. It's kind of bittersweet. You have other quarterbacks in your quarterback room, and they get hurt, and things happen. And so I kind of just got thrown into a game after an injury, and so I didn't have a lot of time to think. It was, no time to be nervous. Just go out and, try to trust your training. And, I've had a lot of great memories since, but yeah, it's been cool just to get the opportunity to play. I didn't know if it would ever happen.
Yeah, you said a lot of guys in the quarterback room. Georgia probably has several quarterbacks. At Arkansas, I think there were 3 this year. 8th on the depth chart? How'd you have 8 quarterbacks in the quarterback room?
Yeah, we actually had 9. So,
9, excuse me.
So I was 8 of 9. You know, we like to keep a crowded room of scholarship guys and walk-on guys, so it makes it more fun.
Your parents obviously had to back you through the walk-on years. What was it like when they said you're on scholarship?
Yeah, it was a great moment. It was a very, very good phone call home that, you know, I was very happy to make. And I think it just, you know, it's about the people that, you know, have supported me through it all and been by my side. And like I said, I felt a lot of love and confidence from those people.
If I'm not mistaken, you weren't even in high school, started till your senior year. Is that correct?
That's right.
Did that help you persevere through the college experience?
Yeah, I think, you know, my dad and others have said to me, I think God prepares you in things in maybe a smaller dose and then later becomes a bigger dose. So I think that not starting till my senior year of high school prepared me for having to go to university and wait my turn. And it definitely helped me in my time at Purdue.
So you play Indiana 2 days after you lost your brother. What was that like? How in the world did you get through that and then play against Michigan?
Yeah, it was obviously difficult. The shock, denial, a lot of difficult feelings. And, you know, I admit that my head wasn't fully in it. I didn't really want to be there. I wanted to just go home. But as my mom said in the video earlier, I think my brother Sean would have wanted me to play. He was a huge supporter of mine. One of my biggest fans. So it was hard. The Lord was gracious to give me strength enough to go out there and play. And great to win. It'll be a great memory.
You also are big on FCA on your campus. Your faith obviously is important to you.
Yeah, it's been huge. It's been, you know, the rock of who I am. I don't always do a good job of living that way, but you know, as I said, the Lord's been gracious to give me a lot of great opportunities. FCA, as you mentioned, has been huge for me. I met my wife there, and you know, just so many great opportunities have come from, you know, playing football and then even outside of football.
My next question was about your wife. 5 years without being married when you're playing. What was it like playing as a married football player?
Yeah, it was a lot better food, eating a lot better food. No, but
hey, the training table food's great. Yeah. She must be amazing, right?
She's very good. So a lot more than that, not just that. But yeah, she's been a great supporter, been by my side through it all. She, you know, started dating me when I was 6th or 5th on the depth chart, so I knew she really liked me. And but yeah, she's, you know, she's awesome. She's the best part of me, so I'm super lucky to have her.
You said she knew something about the Burlsworth Award before you did. Tell us about that.
That's right. In 2020, I maybe heard of Brandon and the Burlsworth Foundation, but not really. And movie suggestion, we watched Greater together, and it was a great movie. And she had grown up a huge fan, reading the book and watching the movie all alike. So she loves the offensive line. She loves Burlsworth. She loves all those things. So yeah, she's the one that first really got me in touch with it. It's pretty cool. It's come full circle that we get to be here.
Everybody in football would like to play pros, but you've already earned 2 degrees, a master's degree in leadership, innovation, technology. What in the world is that, and what are you going to do with that?
That's a good question. A joke, I'm running out of classes to take. You know, you're at 6 years of the university, you take a lot of classes. So, no, it was my undergrad in business management and technology, leadership, innovations, with master's. And I'm not sure what I want to do. I think my dream job is NFL chaplain. But, you know, we'll see what happens and try to play football for as long as I can.
Be great. Very good. Aidan, glad to have you here. That's Aidan O'Connell, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the message that everybody in the Colts organization took, that, hey, we got to have the same attitude Brandon had. Live every day to the fullest, work as hard as you can, treat people the right way, because you don't know if you're going to see them again. Young people can look at that and learn about hard work and perseverance And the fact that you're going to be remembered for who you are much more than what you do. Brandon didn't play a long time, didn't have a 10-year Pro Bowl career, but he's remembered in Indianapolis for the type of person that he was and what he brought to that organization.
We all dream, but dreams quickly become distant memories unless we do something about it. Do everything in our power to learn to lead. At Troy University, we teach everyone to be leaders in their field. We're dedicated to teaching a new generation to lead change.
In 2018, the Burlsworth Trophy went to Clemson wide receiver Hunter Renfrow. Hunter had a tremendous college career and is now making his mark in the NFL. This former walk-on was a Pro Bowl selection last year. Hunter is a great player, but he's also a great person. Let's hear from 2018 Burlsworth Trophy winner, Hunter Renfrow.
Hey guys, I wanted to first start off by saying thank you to Marty, Vicky, and the entire Burlsworth Foundation for allowing me to be a small part of this special night, even if it is virtually. Next, I want to congratulate the finalists, Aidan, Carlton, and Stetson. I've watched all three of you on the field, and you guys are all talented athletes and should be very proud of yourselves for sitting here in these seats tonight. 4 years ago, I was in the exact same spot as you. A college walk-on who was unsure of what the next few years of football would look like. And while the unknown can be stressful, I can assure you that you sitting here tonight is a testament to your diligence, your work ethic, and your discipline to the sport of football. As I began thinking of what I wanted to say tonight, I thought back on my college career and how tough those first few years were, especially as a walk-on. Not only did I feel the pressure of proving myself as an athlete to my coaches and my teammates, but I felt the pressure to earn a scholarship to try and relieve the financial burden for my family. It definitely was not easy. I dropped multiple passes my first practice during my first few weeks. Struggled with that, struggled with my major, trying to balance school and football, and was even mistaken for the water boy probably a few too many times by teammates. But all of that to say that I'm grateful for the adversity I faced and would not change a thing if I could go back. Whether it's practice or a game, as a walk-on, you go out on the field every day ready to prove yourself with that chip on your shoulder. And there's no doubt that all three of you have done just that. I'm sure by now all of you have heard all the amazing stories of Brandon and the man he was. He was a great athlete, but an even better person, brother, and friend. He was the epitome of a hard worker and the teammate everyone wanted to be around. While I never had the opportunity to meet him, I'm sure he is in here today watching down and smiling, proud of his family and the sacrifices they have made to keep his legacy alive. His story is one that not just every athlete should know, but every person. It is inspiring regardless of what your dreams are, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to continue sharing about his life because God did something so impactful through him during his short time here on earth. As I mentioned earlier, you all should be extremely proud of yourselves for being a Burlsworth Trophy finalist. While yes, this trophy is given to a talented football walk-on, it stands for so much more beyond that. It stands for not only the athlete you are, but the man you are. It stands for Brandon. It stands for Brandon and his impact he had on so many. It stands for family. And regardless of who wins tonight, all three of you are now part of this family. And then lastly, it stands for our foundation in Christ, because without God, we are nothing, and none of this would be possible at all. Before I leave you guys, I wanted to say thank you one more time to Marty, Vicky, and the entire Burlsworth family. You guys are family to me, and my life has been changed by meeting you and seeing your passion for this and for Brandon and what this means. Aidan, Carlton, and Stetson, congratulations again. No matter who wins tonight, soak in every moment here because it is a true honor to be in this position. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Have a great night.
So, 81 players from schools all around the country were nominated for the 2022 Burlsworth Trophy. 81 1 players. The selection committee announced 10 semifinalists, and now we have 3 finalists. 81 to 10 to 3. Congratulations, gentlemen. You have earned your place here. Round of applause for these guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at the moment we've all been waiting for. I will invite back to the stage Marty Burlsworth.
John, aren't you glad you're not on the selection committee?
Oh.
Woo, don't want to be on the selection committee, but we are thankful for it.
I don't want any part of that. I'm glad they did it. We got the 3 right guys right here, though. I'll say that.
Oh, my goodness, we do. Yeah, let's one more time for, yeah. Guys, you've had tremendous careers. We know you're all tremendous players, and you're tremendous people, and you're going to represent, all of you are representing the Burlsworth Trophy. You're in that family, but I have an envelope, we have a winner, and so we will get to it here. The winner of the 2022 Burlsworth Trophy from the University of Georgia, Stetson Bennett.
Wow. Special honor. Thank you. Again, Marty and Miss Vicky. You know, this award is what it is because of who Brandon was and what he did, but people know his story because of you two. And so thank you for that. Mama, Daddy, Knox, Luke, Maverick, Olivia, I wish the last 2 were here, but I'll see them probably over Christmas or something. I love you guys. I meant it earlier. I am who I am because of you. And I wouldn't trade any of this for that. So I don't know if I said that wrong, but I love you guys. Buster, you're the man. Thank you for being the voice of reason on a crazy sideline. Thank you. We've seen it all. We've been through it. Steve, you the man. Thank you for being a level-headed adult that came with us all. To my teammates, how about them dogs, baby? SEC champs, huh? You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all, the coaching staff, you know, everybody in that program. You know, everybody cares about winning, but you're all great people, and it has been a pleasure in my life being there. It's been a long period of my life being there, but it's also been, I'm very appreciative of it. And I wish each and every one of my teammates could be here. up here, I don't know if they could accept this award there. They took the easy way out and got scholarships out of high school. But Aidan and Carlton, y'all two are studs, man. Y'all, you know, I love football, and I know because y'all two are here that y'all love football. You know, there's a lot of hoopla and other stuff that go into it, but at its core, it's a pure sport, and it's beautiful. And I love everything about it, and I love being a walk-on because it allowed me to see that, and it allowed me to grow up a little bit when I wasn't grown, you know, coming out. Still not grown. Hopefully I stay a kid forever, honestly. But being a walk-on humbles you. But it also allows me to know you without knowing you, right? Every other award, well, I don't know every other award, but most other awards, I would say, you know, you can look at it and you can imagine that they're a good football player. This one, you can look at it and imagine the person that they are, and you can be right. You know, I assume, Marty, you probably know better than I do, but you can be right nearly 100% of the time, and that's because being a walk-on is not easy. You know, and wow, huge honor. I don't know what to say, but what I do know is that I feel like I know Brandon a little bit just because we've been there, man, and we've been down. Like, football, growing up, it was the thing that you were best at. It was the thing that you believed in. It was the thing you spent the most time doing. You know, you thought you were pretty good in your hometown, right? And then you walk on to college and come to find out that, hey, this thing that you said you're best at in the world, that you spend the most time at in the world, that you care about in the world, well, it ain't good enough to play here. And so when people talk about Brandon and his legacy, you know, it's hard to remember that, but I think it's important too, because he didn't just run bleachers a lot, right? He didn't just do more push-ups than other people. You know, he came out and thought he had a good practice one day, and then his coach still told him he wasn't good enough, right? And that's a long look in the mirror. You know, that's dark when you get down that road. But that's why he's so special, because he took that mirror and he broke it over his knee, and he became an All-American, and he got drafted. And so, again, thank you, Marty, Miss Vicky. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all, too, for being studs. And go Dogs. Thank you.
It's been an amazing evening. I want to thank all of our finalists for being a part of it, and a big thank you to obviously the families and the university personnel that are here tonight. Gentlemen, you've inspired us all. What amazing, not just seasons, but careers you have both had. Quick announcement, by the way, for our media at the close of the program, which is now. Please feel free to come on up, interview our finalists, and you're welcome to also come up on stage as well. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you again next year, and good night.